Hey guys, Kev here, and I want to do a kind of long-term review slash update video on the Ferum Forge Stinger. So this here was a knife that was gifted to me by my brother Jake over at Bearded Gear. I'll link him below. Go check him out if you haven't. I'm sure you have. He's absolutely killing it, guys. He just crossed over 7,000 the other day, which is awesome. Absolutely love the dude, and I'm so proud of him and happy for all of his hard work and success. So anyway, he gifted this to me for Valentine's Day because I sent him a bit driver, which turned out to kind of suck. So, you know, I feel bad about that, but it is what it is. So I got the knife. It was green G10 backspacer, and then I got scales. Custom scales from Cerberus. Jake told me he was making these, and I checked out the website and was able to order these OD Green micarta scales, which look absolutely sexy on this knife. So then I had this knife with the micarta scales, and it just bothered me. I wouldn't carry it because of the flipper tab. So this thing middle finger flicks like an absolute beast. I mean, it is a fantastic flicker. It has this wonderful fuller cut in. You'll see the fuller has a lot of bite. You can see my skin all up in there from deploying this thing hundreds of times. Sorry about that. So yeah, a really good fuller to catch your kind of fat of your nail or your finger, so you don't shove your nail in there. You kind of just put the fat of your finger right in there, and then it catches, and then it fires it out. And it is very reliable that way. I mean, I rarely miss it. I rarely come off it or whatever. You can use it as a thumb flick. It's just not as good because the angle, you have to kind of, I don't know, you just have to give it a little wrist, I think. If I just did this, oh, there you go, it worked. And then right-handed, I could do the middle finger flick and the thumb flick. There you go, perfect. So the detent is weak. Like, it doesn't seem like it, but with the flipper, for whatever reason, it was super weak. You know, I give it like a flick like this, like, and it would come out to like here, right? It would just kind of like flop out. I don't know if it was the shape of the flipper, because now that I'm feeling it, that detent is not terrible. It's not like I'm shaking it out, right? So there's something contributing to that on this knife. Other people have told me their flipper tab isn't that bad. It deploys fine with the flipper, but mine was always like super like lazy and weak, and you know, I had to really flick it to get it to come out, and that bothered me. I didn't want to carry the knife because of that. Because yeah, I can do this all day, but having that flipper tab there, I'm gonna want to use it, right? So occasionally I'd use it, and then it would do this, and I'd be like, eh. And then I just didn't want to carry it. Also, it's right hand only, no reversible clip, sadly. And with a flipper tab, it makes it harder as a lefty to carry it in my left pocket, because with a weak detent and righty only, this could bump up against my leg and open, and then I got a scissors in my pocket, right, that I'm reaching into. So what I did was I sent this off to my buddy BJ Hill. He is one of the best knife modders in the game, and he's an even better dude. And I said, hey man, can you do a flipper delete and then do your thing, right? You know, I usually just give him free reign to do whatever the hell he wants, because he's pretty creative and he's cool, right? And he's smarter than I am when it comes to knife design and what looks cool and stuff. So I let him do his thing. And he decided to bronze ano all the hardware. Look at that. It's just stunning. It looks so much better than the bead blasted hardware I think it was before, bead blasted. And then he put this mean edge on this thing. Look at that. Just absolutely fantastic. He said this Nitro V sharpened up so well. And I honestly think he did something to the action, because this thing was actually a pretty sad on the close. You know, it didn't drop like that, and it took a lot more than that to get it to shake shut. It was actually pretty sad. You would sit there and have to kind of close it with another finger or whatever. But ever since I got it back from him, it's super smooth, and I'm guessing he maybe polished the bearings or something. Like he put them on a stone or something, or on a strop. I don't know. He did something. But yeah, so that's what he did. And then I met him at Blade Show, because he was going to Blade Show. He lives in Virginia, and Blade Show is in Atlanta. So he went, and I ran into him, and he gave me my knife, man. And it was like buying another knife at Blade Show. I was so excited. I took it out, and I was like, oh, just look at it. Like, I am positive that this knife looks better without a flipper tab. It basically extends that choil out, so now it fits my hand absolutely perfectly. You have no flipper tab here in the way at all. You get a fantastic grip. You can just get on the end of that jimping there. Full control of this fantastically thin Nitro V blade. It just feels so good in the hand now, ergonomically. It's fantastic. And then when it's closed, you don't have that flipper tab to worry about in terms of opening in your pocket or in terms of aesthetics. I think it looks better without that little dingus coming off of there, right? Guys, it's just perfect. Like, he absolutely killed it. So between Cerberus, Jake, and BJ Hill, I have basically the perfect Ferum Forge stinger, as Kyle would call it, the stinger. Yeah, I'm just really stoked about it, and I'm happy to have it back, and I'm going to be carrying it more now, and that's good, because knives that are given to me by friends, you know, those are the type of knives you want to carry. You want to just have it be useful, you know. You don't want to just have it sitting in the case or whatever and just taking up dust because a friend gave it to you, you know. You want it to be a knife you like, a knife you want to carry. And yeah, I had to do a little work to get it there, but oh my God, it's just fantastic. So yeah, if anybody's looking to have work done by BJ Hill, I highly recommend him. He does a lot of different stuff. If you want to put a hole in a knife so you have a hole for deployment, if you just want some stone washing or acid washing to the blade, the heat ano treatment, titanium anodizing he does flipper deletes, he does whole blade chops, he does everything, really. You just got to talk to him, and he is one of the most reasonably priced people out there. Almost anything I've had him do, I have never had him do anything that cost me more than $100, and most of it was much less than that. So it's not like you're spending a fortune to mod your knife, and it's a good way to make a knife better without having to spend, you know, like $250 on a new one, right? Like, you could take a knife you already have that you like, but maybe just got a little old, and spice it up a little bit, you know? Send it off to BJ, or reach out to Lindy Lou and Richie, you know? Talk to the blade chop guy. Like, there's just a lot of things you can do with an existing knife. And not for a ton of money. So it's just an option. It's another thing you can do. I'm not a big mod guy, but I've had a few mods done. So like BJ did that one. My buddy MB Wild did this one. He bronzed out all the titanium parts and then dyed. These were bright red G10. He dyed it this, like, I don't know what it is, but it looks like a leathery, like Merlot color now. This is an Ohlone Goat version 2. I love that knife as well. That's never going anywhere for the same reasons, because MB worked on it. And then other than that, I have my Spyderco Paramilitary 3 that I modded myself. All I really did to this was add the black hardware everywhere, put the CME on it, and I actually tapped the scales for left-hand carry. I had to drill through the holes over here and through the scales, because they come tapped for lefty, but the scales weren't. So I had to drill through the holes and out, and then mount the clip. And I absolutely love this Para 3. It is in K390. Is that right? Yes, K390 steel. So there's that. And then my first ever mod project was the Benchmade bug out here, which is lefty only on the scales. I added these thumb studs, added this black G10 backspacer, my Carta scales, and then added titanium hardware everywhere except the pivot. And that was a blast. It was the first time I ever did anything like that. This was a plain blue bug out when I first got it, and it's been transformed, and I absolutely love it, even though I don't really carry it or use it anymore. I don't think it's ever going anywhere. So just to look at the stuff you can do to your knives. I'm not the biggest modder out there, and to be honest, this is the cheapest route, you know, other than MB did this for me as a friend. But you know, getting these scales, getting the clip, getting the CME, getting hardware and everything, that costs a lot of money. When you can take what you already have and, you know, maybe do something cool with the blade, do some kind of blade wash, get it sharpened, heat ano, or do anodizing on titanium hardware, maybe dye the scales and backspacer. You can do all that stuff for a lot less money than this stuff. Like, just the cost of these scales was $120 with the backspacer. You know, I could have had this done 3 times almost for that. Everything he did. So, you know, just some food for thought for everybody out there. Modding is cool. I'm a big fan of it. I need to do more of it. I need to, you know, get some knives to specifically mod. I always get like these expensive kind of bougie knives, and then, you know, you don't want to mess with them. But getting more knives like this and doing cool projects would be really fun. So I'm gonna shut up now. I absolutely love this Stinger in its final form, I would call it. I'm gonna be carrying it a lot, and hopefully you'll see it again in some video, because I'm proud to own this. So again, thank you to Jake for the gift. Thank you to Cerberus for the scales. I paid for them, but they're awesome. And a big shout out to BJ Hill over at Hilltop Knives and Gear for doing the mod work on this. Guys, go check out BJ. I'm going to link him below. He has a YouTube channel and an Instagram. DM him for any kind of work you need done. He is just an awesome dude in general. It's not just, you know, that he does mods. Like, he's a cool dude. I really like him. And, yeah, anything we can do to support him and his work is awesome as well. So, thank you, brother. You made me happy once again. So, that is the Ferum Forge Stinger in its final form. And I absolutely love you guys. I hope you have a fantastic day, and I will catch you later.